Happy birthday, Elaine. She's 20 years old again for the 20th year in a row. And happy birthday, Maloney. Kisses. I love you. Thanks for coming. That on the internet.
I'm surprised they're triggering that fast. He's a heavy metal guy, remember? Yeah. Girl.
I'm from New Happy birthday to you.
Who did that?
You did that?
We're gonna get the show on the road.
What show?
You're talking into the mic show.
What show is that?
Okay, we have Mike, and what's your last name?
Read, as in read a book.
Okay.
I want to live forever.
Why do you want to live forever?
Because dying sucks, you know. I mean, they put you in a box and they don't let you out. And besides that, I don't really think I would get bored. I mean, really, you know, there's a lot of things that are going on. So.
If you live forever, you don't think you'd get bored?
Yeah, well, forever's relative. I mean, nothing lasts. At some point, everything ends. But it would be cool to live, you know, 1,000 years or a million or whatever. That would be all right. I keep myself entertained.
Almost forever.
Yeah, I would prefer unbounded life. Yeah. So then put it this way, maybe I live as long as I want to when I'm done. If that happens to be a million years, that would be okay.
Because you're curious, right? Is it part of it because you're curious?
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, there's a lot of things out there, you know. I mean, it's kind of a bitch when you're young, you're trying to make a decision on what you want to do with your life. And really, I mean, how much time do you have? You know, I mean, you gotta, because you build a career, and that's kind of, you make a decision, you know. But if you have an unbounded lifespan, you could live for hundreds of thousands of years. You have a lot more options. That's the fact that, I mean, you have a long time to save through retirement, and for a lot of people, 60 years just doesn't cut it because no one saves money in this country. So they need at least a couple hundred years to really build up a retirement.
Save, right?
Yeah, to save money.
Think of all the compounded interest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ripoff. You know, you invest all this money, you can retire when you're 65, but you're already too old to enjoy it. See, I want to be able to work for maybe several decades, save a bunch of money, and then live for thousands of years and be able to enjoy the interest and have a good time. You know? See? It's purely pragmatic. I think it's kind of a ripoff.
Compounded interest
so
over
I'm
1,000
in favor
years.
of living for a long time.
Would you want to live forever if you could be a robot? Or maybe a little robotic fly or something? So you can see what's going on and enjoy it?
I really enjoy being human with the whole emotions and the feeling and the reason and everything else.
But if a robot would be just as intelligent as we are, I think they would have emotions.
It's not just intelligence. Emotions, intelligence, something different. It's a whole different discussion. But no, I prefer being human. Although gills would be cool. I would like
so if you had robotic gills, would you still be human?
That's a question that I probably can't answer right now, but I'd be okay with that.
If I wear contact lenses, am I human?
Yeah,
See, you know, there's a fuzzy line between
really.
If you could get a robotic heart that will let you live 1,000 years for sure, no matter what. You would probably do that.
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
You're still human, even though your heart is mechanical.
Yeah. I don't know where you draw the line.
Huh? Yeah, you don't know where to draw the line.
I don't know where I would draw the line.
None of us know where to draw the line.
Yeah, but I think that the main thing is as long as people have the choice to do what they want. You know, as long as it's not coercive. It's just people want this and they can afford it and they can do it. They go ahead and do it. You know, and that's okay.
So it's not because you're scared of death. It's because you enjoy life.
I think it's more that it's, I don't think I want to die either, but that's it's a whole other discussion. I've been involved with that too. But yeah, it's more of a positive thing. Living is cool. You know, there's all kinds of things to do. I think people
living doesn't suck.
Yeah, you know, and it's maybe people get bored. I don't know. For me, it's just a lack of imagination. You know, so
right. Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Oh, very good.
Right. Entiendes?
Anything else?
No, I think that about covers it.
My mom used to make
Good night.
So yeah, when the guy before me was asked why he wants to live forever, I mean, why the hell would you want to die? Life is obviously a blast, so I mean, you know, just because it does end doesn't mean it should end. That's just a naturalistic fallacy that everybody on Earth is making there. And here's my message to the atheists. I think the last atheist I'm told left.
The atheists aren't really hard partiers, I guess.
Yeah, but since you're recording
the
this,
people who believe in living a long time believe more in drinking beer and staying up all night.
Cheers. So yeah, since the atheists, who are of course wonderful people anyway, are going to see this on the web, I hope at some point, my message to the atheists is, what we have in common, right, like Elaine explained to us, is that we both believe that life is going to end at some point, and then there is this nothingness that's going to get you. If you're lucky, it's going to get you quickly. If you're not lucky, it's going to torture you to death over decades. So, guys, why exactly is it that we don't do anything about it? That's
why? Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
And since you just saw what Keith did,
and we will never do anything about it until we finally agree that aging is a disease and should be classified as such.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, the government is not going to do that before it's cured, but you right there, atheist, in your head, can do it. And you can do what it takes to get this disease cured, and you can see more than an eye blink of that cosmic theater that created us.
How do you think we can do this, though? I feel pretty helpless. I don't know how to do this.
Well, so how to do this, that's of course the interesting question. Once we ask that, we are getting to work, and that's a great question to ask. And so,
should we lobby Congress and say, Congress, we need to think of aging as a disease? Is that what we should be doing?
It helps, but you know the problem
is, should we go on talk shows?
When Congress tries to cure aging, who they're going to ask is the aging research community, the reputable researchers who made a reputation by dumping random stuff on worms and seeing what happens, and their collaborator can't reproduce it. No, what we need to do is show the world that they can cure aging not by dumping random stuff on worms. Aging researchers don't want to cure aging. Aging research to curing aging is like ornithology is to flying. And that's where the Methuselah Foundation makes a difference. That's exactly where we are. We are the engineering discipline that seeks to address the underlying damage that aging does to us and repair it directly. We're not the guys who dump random stuff on worms. And that's where your dollar can make a huge difference, because that's a new attitude that's not practiced by the mainstream aging research communities. And that's why the Methuselah Foundation is at the outermost tip of the longest lever you can find to cure aging.
That's a really good ad for the Methuselah Foundation. So did some of those worms get lucky? Did any of those worms get lucky and live a really ridiculously long life?
Well, yeah, they've increased worm lifespan 10 times as much.
Worm life, and I'm afraid of worms.
But worm life naturally is 3 weeks, so they increased it by a few months.
Whatever you do not increase housefly life.
Oh yeah, they've done that, like 3 times.
God. The only comfort I have is that they only live like a day.
Yeah, exactly, see? And these same compounds, when they put them in humans, they also make them live 3 days longer. Well, great!
So there could be a downside to the longevity.
It just doesn't scale, you know?